Welcome back to my channel. This is Boy at ZQD. I want us to talk about the term boundaries. I want us to talk about the term boundaries because it's something that some other people lack, and some regard it as a disrespect when one is setting boundaries. It's a common thing that we experience, especially from elderly people. This is going to be a short video, maybe 5 minutes, 4 minutes tops, but it's a common thing that we experience. People are not used to people who are setting boundaries, you know. So boundaries are very important type of aspect of feature one has to, to have. Especially elderly people, they're very manipulative. When you set certain boundaries about you yourself, or one does make boundaries for herself, they regard it as um, disrespect, you know. Wathini lo mntana, wathini, you know, wawanje, because they're not used to being told by this is about me, you know, it's not about you. So I have to set boundaries to understand ukuthi awuqi kulo mqa. So it's a common thing that we need to teach people is to set boundaries, because people feel that entitlement that A, B, C, D, and E, they are entitled to it. It's the term I'm disappointed in you. Awunothi kaloku ungumntana katata, you know. Awunothi kaloku ungumntana kasisi, you know. Uthi wena kum ayindifuni loo nto yam. We need to set boundaries to that extent, as much as we love people that we're closer to. It's especially to those we're close to. Because when you set boundaries, they're in shock. Hayi, ayakanambeko, you know, because they're not used to being told, brega, it's not your business, it's my business. So I have ways to deal with it in terms of setting those boundaries. You know, it's a common thing that you experience. I am encouraging you guys to set boundaries so that people would understand what, okay, I know that's my coworker. I understand that's my schoolmate. I understand that's my lecturer. I understand that's my brother, that's my sister. But we have to set a point to set boundaries to a certain extent. We cannot afford at any given day or time to let people, or to allow people about us, or to let them think that we can live according to their own expectation, or do things according to their own expectations. That's where we are to set boundaries. Uba, no, I think for me, this is gonna be okay. For her, you know, everyone has choices regarding how they see things or relate to things. And we are to want to respect that. And people lack to understand that part, that we are to make our own decisions. But your opinion is very important. But to say you are disappointed to a certain um, level because one has decided to take a certain decision regarding himself or herself, and regarded as disrespect and disappointment, it's one level of disrespect towards a person who has set those certain boundaries. And people do not understand that boundaries are to be respected. Some other things you don't even have to engage in it. You need common sense, but You can read on your own, okay, this person is setting boundaries now. Okay, oh, okay, I need to respect that. You know, so some other things, they need common sense, reasoning, logic, without being told. Observe, read the room. Sometimes you have to read the room and understand, but oh, okay, A, B, C, D, and E. Or maybe you are not used to, maybe it's your niece, your sister, your younger sister, your younger brother. Now they are reaching a level of growth. They can tell you, but I know. And you'll be shocked. And majority of people regard it as disrespect because they've got that mentality of, you know. So it's a common thing to respect one another's boundaries because at least we are growing much. You know, we are adults. Uh, Set boundaries wherever you are so that people would not feel like they are entitled to do A, B, C, D, and E. And the most important thing part is people expect to live your life according to their expectations. Because umntana kabhuti, umntana kasisi, umntana kabani. Bekumeze kaloku athi when that umntana ngokuset boundaries to that extent, they're not used to it. They regard it as a disappointment and disrespect and whatnot because they are not used to, you know, to have that power over that person or individual, you know, or an overrule to that individual. So when that person now reaches that certain level of reasoning capacity for themselves and know exactly what I know, that one does not have to know A, B, C, D, and E. It's for me, and I don't even have to explain my reason behind that. Does it make sense? So we have to reach that level of understanding that we as people differ, and we are to respect people as they are. When they are setting boundaries, we have to respect those boundaries. All right, it's a very common thing, and it's mostly associated with disrespect, and that's where the issue is because people are not used to to obeying other people's boundaries. It could be your superior, it could be your lecturer, you know, it could be anyone, but they are to set boundaries that listen, there are type of information in passing. There are type of information that you feel comfortable when you're keeping it to yourself. And reasoning, you have to keep it to yourself. When I feel like when people don't understand something and ask you constantly, but why? Can't they read the room that if you wanted them to know, you would have told them, you know? So it's very disappointing to people does not understand boundaries. And we have to set boundaries. It's very important to set boundaries. But the tricky part is they regard it as disrespect when they're not used being told. My advice to you guys, make sure that you set boundaries regardless. It could be your aunt, it could be your friend, it could be your co-worker, it could be your sibling, it could be your aunt, it could be your uncle, it could be whoever. But set boundaries. There are information whereas you feel like I don't have to explain myself as to why. It's my decision in that regard. So when I'm not telling you, automatically you should assume that it's I have my own reasons for that as an adult, you know. You've reached that level of growth and understanding, reasoning capacity in that extent. So we are to respect other people's boundaries, regardless of how close we are, how related we are, how much we know one another. Boundaries are to be respected. Makuhlonitshwane ke ngaloo ndlela kuba kaloku asizukwazi ukuphila nge-expectations under i-expectations zabanye abantu. Bendicinga uzandixelela kaloku, you know, ukutheni azangayenzi loo nto kodwa uyayazi akumeze uyayenza, you know. So we are to understand and respect people's boundaries as well as their decision making. Does it make sense? So read the room, understand your coworker, understand your friend, understand your whatever the case might be. Understand that person, meaning you have to read the room. Because when you do read the room, you understand that pattern, certain individual, but so I don't have to know that, and it's okay. I don't have to ask that. It's this decision, it's okay. When a person would have came to you and be like, hey, God, ABCD is like this. I don't know what to do and what not to do. So that you'd have that again, or to view out your opinion on the issue. To say how much you're disappointed in that regard, how much, you know, it's very much disrespectful in that regard because you are given a platform now to point out your views and opinions. When a person has come to you and stated exactly the issue, whatever the case might be, then that's when you can. But when a person does not say a thing, or a person tells you, but A is gonna be like this, B is gonna be like this, you know, don't question that. Understand the person, but the person has a reason. Sometimes you have to understand that you don't have to agree to individuals, but you need to understand that it's their decision at the end of the day. Asinokwazi ukuthi kaloku wonke umuntu ufuneka alinde aphile ngokwe-expectations ethu, uthena ngoku umtshana, uthena ngoku ubani, kutheni A-B-C thini iyeke lolu hlobo. We need to understand that growth is a very common thing that we experience or we go through. So we are to respect people's boundaries. We are to set boundaries so that there could be that mutual respect. Nobody is entitled to certain information or certain something. So it's a common thing that we experience, and we are to change it. As much as we love our close friends, we love our friends, we love our, classmates, people we work with, people we go to church with, anything you could think of that's relating to people, a relationship towards those people. So, as any questions, you don't ask them. When a person tells you something about you, don't view out your opinion, respect it. If they had wanted your opinion on the issue, they would have told you. So we are to respect one another in that regard. So it's very important, man, to set boundaries. Make sure that you set boundaries. Set boundaries because people are entitled to certain information that does not regard them. Especially to those who are closer to us in terms of family, in terms of friends, in terms of colleagues, in terms of classmates, in terms of church mates, in terms of whatever the case might be. We are to respect one another in that regard. We don't owe anyone any explanations based on the decision that we had taken regarding ourselves or yourselves. So a person who truly respects you and understand how society works and how individuals interpret or does izinto, they wouldn't feel entitled to that extent because they understand how this person thinks or does izinto. The level of entitlement to that extent is detrimental to society already. Because xa ndingakuxeleli certain information, you will regard it as, oh, umntakabani wathini, oh, akamfuzanga unina. That's manipulation, so that you'd feel bad in discussing your issues, with other individuals. So it's a matter of understanding how society works. It's a matter of understanding people within society, how they think and analyze and do izinto. So yeah, man, this is your boy, and it's at QD. Wanted to engage in this. I thought it was going to be a 5 to 6 minutes video, but it got to whatever it is. So yeah, man, make sure that you do like, comment, and subscribe. This is your boy, and it's at QD. umlamba uwelelwa zinkonjane zodwa ungoni ihluba elihle. Ndingunonkosi cocobela lasa liyasibekela. Ndim lowo. So yeah man, make sure that you do like, comment and subscribe. Peace. See you in the next video.